As a lifelong resident of Fort Wayne, Indiana, my next guest was elected mayor in 2008. Before I introduce him, let me welcome you to Comcast Newsmakers inside the beautiful Fort Wayne Museum of Art. I'm WTHR political reporter Kevin Rader, and I welcome Mayor Tom Henry to Comcast Newsmakers. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about this title, Playful City USA. What does this mean?
Well, for several years now, we have been able to receive that award. We worked very hard in Fort Wayne to not only have a good economic environment, but also an environment that stimulates good quality of life aspects. And one of them is to make our park system and those elements that really attract families as an important part of Fort Wayne. And as a result, we've been able to receive several awards as a Playful USA city.
What are some of the biggest challenges confronting Fort Wayne?
Well, obviously it's economic development still. Our country, our state, and our city they've gone through 4 or 5 years now of real challenges dealing with job creation, job retention, and that's probably continues to be the biggest challenge for all mayors, not just myself, but all mayors, to not only attract jobs, but once they're here, to keep them here and make sure that they're good paying jobs with good benefits. It's been a tough time, but we're doing the best we can.
Obviously, state funding has always been tough for cities. It's even tougher now, is it not?
It's tough in many ways. For instance, gasoline tax. We need that to build our roads and our streets in our cities. Well, gasoline taxes are getting lower and lower because people are driving less, and the cars that they do drive are getting better gas mileage. Well, that's a revenue stream that we depend on heavily for the infrastructure of our cities. And with that being down, it's a challenge on us, and subsequently a challenge on our state officials as well.
Tell me about your Fort Wayne Legacy Fund.
We were able to negotiate a lease with Indiana, Michigan. We used to have our own electric power company, and we released that to Indiana, Michigan. They in turn have given us a pretty good sum of money, and now we're meeting with citizens to identify transformational areas that we could invest this money in for not only our generation, but for the next.
One other thing I want to be talking to you a little bit about here is Internet Essentials. What is that?
Internet Essentials is a program that Comcast put together several years ago. It's a wonderful program where they work with citizens in our community, families of lower income. They're helping get them access to computers and access to the internet so that these children can go home, utilize the social media to help them with their grades in school. It also gives their parents the ability to communicate with the school over the computers, over the internet. And it's something that many of these children would never have had access to if it hadn't been for Comcast.
Where can people learn more about that?
They can go right to Fort Wayne Community Schools. They have not only on their website, I believe, or through Comcast, but my suggestion would be to get hold of the school systems. They know which schools are eligible, which families, and they can go from there.
What's the biggest area you think you need to have for improvement in Fort Wayne?
Right now, it's probably a good maintenance of our infrastructure. Not only the job creation I talked about earlier, but our infrastructure. We have a lot of vehicles that travel up and down our streets. We're a city of about 250,000 people, a lot of activity, and we need to concentrate on the maintenance of our streets, our roads, and make sure that our sidewalks, our walkable sidewalks, our curbs are in good shape. So the infrastructure of our city is a real challenge.
This Museum of Art is beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. It's quite an asset for our community.
Mayor Tom Henry, thank you for joining us on Comcast Newsmakers.
My pleasure.
I'm Kevin Rader. Goes fast.